Wow. I'll say that again because it's just incredible. Wow. I say wow because this truly is a dream come true. Never would I have ever expected to gain traction making, of all things, math videos on YouTube. First of all, thank you so much to each and every one of you. You made this possible. You are what contributed to making me talk about this right now. You're awesome, and you should be proud of yourself for using YouTube, a platform usually known for, time sink rabbit holes, to learn, create, and to play. Second of all, thank you especially if you're watching this and part of the group that built up that 10,000. Remember that for every 100 people who use something, you may get just one fan if you're lucky. This channel has had over 1 million lifetime views already, and if you're part of the 10,000 from among that 1 million, that makes you at least 1 in 100, if not rarer. Third of all, I'm proud to say that at this point, I've made almost all of the important videos in the format of all of some math topic explained in X minutes. There's still a few projects related to that which I feel could be done, like probability and statistics or cleaning up the calculus video since it's sort of a mess. Alternatively, I could make more in that series for college-level math topics. I look forward to hearing what people want most, so please put your thoughts in the comments. Fourth of all, in addition to making videos about math, I'm also a writer and game developer. It's too soon right now for me to reveal anything on those fronts, though, so if you're interested in hearing about what I'm working on, send me an email or check out my Patreon. If your excuse for not sending me an email is that you think I'm too busy, then discard that thought and send me an email anyways. But don't think that the fact that I'm working on other projects means that I'll slack off when it comes to YouTube uploads. Currently, I make sure to upload once every 2 weeks on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Finally, I'd like to talk a bit about making things. I'd like to tell a brief story about how I started making math videos. Once, during a summer camp at which I was an instructor, I was teaching a course about Unity, a game engine. Well, one of the topics introduced harmonic motion, which was modeled in the program using the mathematical sine function. I had always been comfortable with math throughout my lifetime, so the idea of teaching trigonometry to students who hadn't even started high school was surprisingly not very scary. So I taught a crash course in trigonometry in about 5 minutes. I'll never forget the comment that one student made: "One red, two blue, four teaches all of trigonometry in 5 minutes and then struggles with basic arithmetic." That's a very common trope among math teachers, by the way, that simple math is challenging. What's actually going on is that a math teacher solves a lot of problems, and if every person makes an error in some percentage of their problems that they solve, then solving more problems means that they make more errors. Anyways, the point of all this is that sentence sparked an idea in my brain almost 10 years ago, and that manifested into the videos that you're seeing now. I've often said something that people tend to give me flack for, that is, that math requires creativity. No, not creativity in the sense that you just make stuff up, but that you utilize one piece of information to gather another piece of information. Take the triangle, for example. There are 6 total pieces of information, 3 side lengths, and 3 angle measurements. If you have at least one side length and any 2 other pieces of information, you can get all 6 pieces of information of that triangle. You may need to use the Pythagorean theorem, the law of sines, the law of cosines, but you can always find all 6 values. This creative side of math is known as extrapolation, and it's a pillar of learning math. People have always incorrectly assumed that a person is either good at or bad at math. But knowing how to extrapolate is that secret sauce, and it's a recipe that can be learned. You can learn the secret recipe for solving math problems. It just takes practice. And that leads me to the ultimate point I want to make in this video. We create because we want to. You create something new because you are the only person who can make that specific piece of art. You create an invention because you are the only person who can make that progress in society. You create that game or movie because you are the only person who can make people feel the way that work of art touches us. At the end of the day, we don't create because of what came out of it. We create so we can look back on our journey and be proud of the museum that is you. We create because we want to. Sometimes we create because of a psychological need, and sometimes we create because of a financial need. But the most important thing is, when you create something, make sure the one who created it is you. Because leaving it to a machine or anyone else neglects the growth that you need in order to look back at what you've made and say, wow.